Hello, everybody. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Since I've done my own show, anyway. Been on some other people's shows. Haven't been on my own show lately. I've been, not feeling too well, but I've also been hard at work trying to get that new video series that this is actually involved in. Uh, you know, get it started and get it going. Good morning, Heidi. Good morning, Sir Frank Otter. Good morning, wifey. I don't know who else is here yet. But so yeah, I've got some special stuff for you guys today. And I want to give a big thanks to Maker's Mind Nexus. Dan over there had a giveaway, and it was because of his giveaway that I actually won. I never win giveaways. That I'm actually able to do this content today because I was out of filament. I won from Polymaker a gift card to buy some Polymaker filament. So I got 2 rolls of Panachroma. This is similar to a PLA, but it's a little bit different mixture. It's for high speed printing, and it's got some quirks in it, but I figured I wanted to use this because I wanted to see everybody, what everybody thought of it. Uh, Betty Soy, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Before the stream, the last couple of days, I've, what filament I did have, I wanted to print out some ideas. Now, the whole idea here is how to incorporate modern technology into your homesteading ideas. Now, whether you're homesteading, it's definitely a blessing in disguise. The I wanted to incorporate some ideas on how to use modern technology into homesteading and to, well, frankly, make things cheaper and bring out your imagination. Here's a good example. These little L brackets, okay? I designed these. Well, I took somebody else's design and I made it better. All right, let's just put it that way. But these are for using 5¼ inch fence slats to make a raised garden bed, and they're stackable. I'm working on a new model that will actually have notches here that will actually make it to where you can stack these up. And so I don't have to go buy those stupid little metal brackets that, well, frankly, they rust and they're thinner than this material. So be it. So I got a full set of those. And as soon as the weather warms up, I have some fence posts out back. We'll throw this together. And that's going to be part of the new video that I'm actually putting out, the planning stages. So I have searched long and hard for Sir Frank Otter. I haven't bought the new coffee pot yet. I haven't bought it yet. I'm being very picky at what I want. So, you know, it will get purchased, though. It will get purchased. Oh, right now I'm still using the stovetop percolator, which I'm happy about. So, uh, but we will be buying a new coffee pot. And the problem is nothing we buy today, right, is as good as what was made 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Everything is made to be disposable. And I mean, even in the 3D printing world, everything is disposable. So, you sit back and you think, well, if we have to, we don't have to live in that society. We can always go buy cast iron and so forth like that, or go buy, like a used 7-Eleven coffee maker, one of those big industrial buns. And those are awesome and they last forever, right? Old school buns, old school Mr. Coffees. It's you know, old school grinders, for God's sakes. I mean, everything lasted longer back in the day. And so, Frank, I am so sorry you are on day 7 of this flu, brother. Damn. Cowboy coffee is Yeah. Um, I'll tell you what, before we get started here, what's been going on with me. I'm on Wegovy, which is a Ozempic product, and which is actually just it's literally just Ozempic. And I also have IBS, IBS-C to be specific. And I'm just like my guts, they don't feel well. Today, I feel a little bit better since I was able to do the bathroom thing finally. You know, um, got a lot more to go. Based on current weight calculations, I got 7 or 8 pounds of this shit to lose. Literally shit. Anyway, good morning, Miss Shenny. How are you? How are you? Yes, IBS is the worst. It is just absolutely nasty. Oh my lord. So let me do this real quick and let me pause my video here. I'm gonna grab a few things I need to show you guys. I should have grabbed them earlier, but I didn't. All right. So, like I said, we have these, I took a design that I found up on printables and I modified it a little bit to my specifications, made it a little bit stronger. And like I said, raised garden bed corner posts, and for that matter, what about pots? You guys know you can print your own pots. And there are thousands and thousands of designs for these things. Plus, you can create your own, and they don't use a lot of filament. So why go buy them? You know, why buy them? Now, there's all sorts of other things out there that just to give you a good example. Let me stop sharing what I'm sharing here. Screen, Chrome tab, 3D. So this is printables.com. It's one of the websites that I utilize. There's others, many others, Thingiverse, Yagi, all sorts of stuff. But say we wanted to do, I don't know, chicken feeder. Oh, look, we have a design right here taking a trash can and turning it into a chicken feeder and printing these. Now, I actually have already downloaded the designs for this, but let's just take a look. We have a ring and we have an outlet. That's all it's made of. You drill a 3-inch hole, pop it in, and off you go. Now, here's the fun part about this. You can go buy those exact things. They're almost identical up on uh, Amazon or Alibaba or lots of places. Why wait? Why spend the money? A 3D printer, on the homestead is it's an investment because you can fix things, you can build things, and you can build them to your specification. And you don't have to have engineering knowledge to do it. Um, you don't have to have the knowledge. There's plenty of stuff out there already. Chicken feeder looks like your septic connectors for your trailer. Yeah, kind of. That's where a lot of people get these designs is from, their ideas from other things. But I'm going to be building this when we build our new chicken coop, you know, because one, I hate feeding the damn chickens and, putting well, heck, putting a 40-gallon container. in the coop and just filling the damn thing, putting some, some desiccant buckets in there so that it'll keep it dry. That is absolutely awesome. We have wind outside or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Excuse me. Actually forgot to add that one into my hardware list. But you can do a traditional one like this as well, depending on your bed size. You can build one out of a piece of stovepipe for that matter, and a little tray. There's one, same one for a 5-gallon bucket, guys. There are so many ways to save money on your full homestead or your urban homestead or your kind of mix, like, well, where my wife and my kids and I live. We live in town, in a small rural town. It would still be considered an urban, unfortunately, homestead because, well, we have to follow the city's laws, and frankly, they suck. Now we live in a small urban farm town, and up until a few years ago, it was actually illegal to raise chickens here. I still do, and I'll be raising more because the cost of eggs is ridiculous, and eggs are one of the number one protein sources in the entire world. They're cheap. Chickens are cheap to keep. Turn that into a vertical planter. What? What vertical planter? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There's different methods to, PVC pipe, gravity feeders, all sorts of nifty things. You know, here's a PVC pipe feeder built onto one of those little chicken sleds. Actually, that's not a sled. That's actually a coop, which is okay. That's weird. Oh, instead of a feeder, I got you. I got you. But there are so many other things. Let me show you. I've actually got a roll of this. This is the filament that that I bought with my giveaway, my winnings, I should say, my $35 gift card. And oh, let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing. This is called Panchroma. It's black. It's similar to PLA. Like I said, it's a little bit different um, composition, and the chemical makeup of it is very interesting. And apparently, you have to let this completely cool on the bed of the printer, or it never comes off. So we'll find out. Um, that's going to be an interesting test. It prints roughly at the same temperatures as PLA does, but you want a cooler bed temperature because it's stickier, if you know what I mean. I've gotten all sorts of ideas on how to do things. One of and it's not even just what the standard ideas that you would consider. Like if you want to build a workbench, well, a lot of people will just go ahead and build it straight out of wood, or a lot of people will go out and buy those metal bracings. Why not print the bracings? That way, it's easier to put together, and you can have something that's standardized for that matter. It's like in this room here, I need shelving. Well, right now I'm discussing whether I want to go buy the cheap metal industrial shelving, or I want to build something out of wood. Oh, look at this. Pair of metric shelving brackets. Look at that. Who would have thunk? No, honestly, I already knew. But there is so much of this, you know. Oh, look, there's a really cool way to reuse milk cartons off of metal shelving. There are so many things that you can do. The literally, it's just based on, if you're not technical, it's based on what you're willing to search for. If you're technical enough, it's your imagination. It is literally, the sky is the limit. And we're going to be doing a lot of incorporating of um, design and 3D printing technology into redoing my homestead. My little piece of property here. There's a lot of things that can be utilized. Um, I have a greenhouse out back, a 10 by 20 greenhouse. As everybody, if you've ever had a greenhouse, one of the things that's most frustrating is the damn clips. I've never used them. I've always attached the plastic with wood and screws. That gets annoying. And I've always done that because the clips are expensive. Well, there are so many like that right there. That keeps your plastic tight. Even if you do screw it down on the front, eventually it stretches and you need to restretch in order to get that out of there. And there you go. There you go. You have right there greenhouse clips. I mean, stuff like that. That's the cool things, that's the things that, people don't think about. And it's like, you know what? There's all sorts of fun things to do. One of my favorite things, and I've got a couple of them printed up here, is this guy right here. Self-watering seed starters, individual cups, the watering tray, and you print the clear lid for the greenhouse. It takes a bit of time to actually print it all out. Um, Let me grab one of these so I can show you guys. Blah 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 blah. Here, do that. Let's do that. So I have it right here. Get in front of the camera. I printed this out last year, and these things are genius. The guy that actually designed these, absolute genius. You fill it up with water and you walk away. So I'm actually going to be starting tomatoes and green peppers in the ones that I have currently because it's that time of year to start them. So yeah, it's that time of year to start, your starters in my area. So February is a good time to get, tomatoes and peppers, anything that needs warmer soil, to get them started inside. That way you have some nice seedlings. Um, Once the weather, warms up and the ground gets, above 35 degrees. Well, and that there is a ton of things, and there's fun things. I've got skull planters and all sorts of nifty things that I've already printed out. There's more in the living room. I mean, there's so much plastic in this house. You almost think it's waste, but it's not. You know, there's a lot of things that we can do as people to take care of ourselves because there is a point. We saw it back in 2020 and 2021 when supply chains were harsh and Being sustainable and taking care of ourselves, it means something. Even having a basic container garden, if you live in an apartment that has decent south facing windows or any light whatsoever for that matter, you can use grow lights all year long indoors. I actually have a friend that has a banana tree in his house, grows bananas, mini bananas. They're like this tall, but they're still bananas, and it's all dependent on how far you want to take things to be self sustaining. Because life, if my health hadn't gone down, life could have been a whole lot easier for my family over the last 4 years if I was able to garden and keep my flock of chickens and have meat rabbits. And that's not even talking about prepping. That's talking about putting up food for the winter. There are ways where you can make eggs last for years. It's called oiling the egg. And they never go bad. I know people that do that and they've eaten eggs that were 5, 6 years old. Sounds gross, but they taste perfect. There was a video that I watched the other day that, and I've known this for years, that here in the United States, we do something stupid. We wash our eggs. Now, there's a membrane when the egg is dropped that protects that yolk and that proteins on the inside, and it can, as long as that egg goes unwashed and that membrane around the outside of the egg is left alone, that egg can last for months. And that's how most of the world does it. If it's got chicken shit on it, they will literally just scrape it off. Yo, Marv, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, buddy? They will scrape the chicken shit off and the mud off and plop it in and call it an egg. Here in the US, we wash and bleach our eggs. It doesn't make for things that last very long. They usually last about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Then you got to throw them out if you don't use them. So there's a lot of things that we can do as people to be more self-sustaining. It's been a while, man. It has. I haven't been playing any video games or anything like that. My arthritis has gotten so bad that I really can't. I get my eyes fixed and then my arthritis goes haywire. So we're trying to find a solution to that. So the talk show thing has been what I've been doing because I got to do something. Corrupt supply and demand regulatory commissions. Exactly, Heidi. I mean, it, especially here in the US, everybody's got to have their piece of the pie. And we, the American taxpayer, are the ones that end up taking the brunt of it. So becoming self-sustaining, sustainable, providing uh, even 25% of your own food sources to supplement that, one is going to save you tons of money. You know, I can guarantee that after all the money that I'm going to end up spending this year to clear my backyard out, get the trash dumpster, get the greenhouse repaired, get all of that fixed, new hoses that I need, blah, 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 getting everything built. Once the harvest comes in the fall and we put up that food, I will end up saving money even by the end of the year based on stuff I don't have to buy. And having, this 3D printer behind me, two over there, and there's a third one over there as well. Anything that breaks, I can print. If I can't find the design on a website like this, I can make it. Yo, 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 Mr. Bald Viking, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, buddy? So there's a lot of things that are going on, and especially here in the US, everybody's like, well, Trump's gonna save us. Well, you know what? He may. But I said it in the first video I made. Things are never good enough for me to trust the government. Why isn't Flux here? She'd agree with me on this. Print money then. No, I don't want to do that. Hell. Well, I mean, technically, if you're growing food, that's printing money. Yes, exactly, Heidi. I mean, wifey's here listening, and let me tell you this. She will tell you what she spent yesterday at Walmart for our monthly food. And we have going 60 miles out of town to go to Walmart to go buy groceries because our local hometown grocery store, is literally price gouging the shit out of people. You walk in there with 300 bucks and come out with 2.5 bags of groceries. Meanwhile, you can still, to this day, go to Walmart and spend 300 bucks and get 9 bags of groceries. And I know there's something to say about the big box stores and stuff, but come on, folks. Money's tight. So anything we can do to save money in the long run is going to help. And it's healthier because the vegetables and the produce and the fruits that are produced today are mostly GMO. And in order to preserve them for sitting in the grocery store longer and the trip from wherever they come from, they spray them with wax and preservatives. Most people don't even realize you need to wash that crap off really, really well. I mean, most of the time I forget. So, you know, I've got a few ideas I've got a lot of ideas of things that you can actually print. And we're going to start printing one of those right now. Let me bring this up here and change screen. I'm going to share the window. All right, there we go. This is the slicer, Orca slicer for, my printer. And I've loaded up a few things here. And, when I was talking about, you can build benches and stuff, I loaded up a bunch of ideas. You know, this is bracing for 2x4s for workbench. All of that right there. This right here. Now, this is a fun one right here. This is a shower head. Bring that over there. It's been too long since we've had some fun games. How's it going? Bro, things are going. I still haven't got a solution for my hands, my arthritis, stuff like that. So playing games is difficult. He said 6 years ago I could get 9 Aldi bags full of food for 98 bucks. Now that only pays for 4 bags of groceries. Yeah, exactly. And then you got to pay for the fucking bags too. That's ridiculous. This is actually a shower head. Now I'll tell you a story. Our shower head is metal, and it decided to blow a seam, and I didn't have any JB Weld or anything like that to fix it at the time. So I printed this. Well, I printed it and threw it in our master bathroom shower. My wife took a shower the other morning. She goes, "Oh my god, I love that thing!" And he says, "I hear they're going back to paper bags finally." Yeah, she loves the shower head. And the guy that designed this thing is actually he was really smart because if you look in here, and it's quite funny because you can't really see it unless I do this preview. No, no. Let's just go ahead and let's see. Set. Wait, I have the plate selected. There we go. Select that. There we go. Let's slice the plate real quick. I'll show you guys. It's actually quite funny what's on the inside of this thing, but it works wonders. Really, bald. Damn, bro. So, if you guys know anything about 3D printing, it's additive printing. So it goes layer by layer, adds new layers. Now you can see the top of that thing there. Somebody put a butt plug on the inside of this thing for a pressure advance. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what it looks like. But it holds pressure on the inside of this thing, and it works absolutely amazing. 40 pounds, damn man, it's actually not too bad. Well, it's like I was telling my wife earlier. The one of the videos I was watching the other day. So we have a national egg shortage in the United States because former President Joe Sleepy, pretty much dead on arrival Biden, ordered the slaughter of millions of chickens in preparation for bird flu. Not farms that already had bird flu, in preparation, which caused a national egg shortage. You be quiet, Bald. Just be quiet. I know because your wife sent me what your sock drawer looks like. So Biden orders the slaughter of millions of chickens in preparation for a national bird flu. We have very few birds in the United States that are laying, and it takes months to grow full layers again. Meanwhile, it's $7 or $8 for a dozen eggs in the United States right now on average. 7.5 to $8 is what the national average is. In Mexico, it's $1.86. And you know the only reason we wash the eggs here in the United States is because we have this avid fear of salmonella. Well, I'm sorry, it's not my fault that some dipshit doesn't know how to cook eggs properly. By the way, everybody, we are still grifting for the treadmill up there. We're going to be doing piece by piece because, my health is the number one thing I've got to get back in order so I can create the video series that I want to create for you guys. Excuse me. So that said, another thing is good on the homestead. If you have chickens, you need to teach them where to lay. So print an egg, print a couple of them, put them in the nesting boxes where they're supposed to lay. And why is this so damn small? Many crickets. There we go. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is that chicken feeder spout right there. Super easy print. Add supports and go. And believe it or not, 3D printing does actually do good threads. You're down 6.6 pounds since January. That's awesome, my guy. That is awesome. I'm down from my peak of 303. I was 270 before my IBS kicked up. Now I'm 276 as of like 2 hours ago. I was 278 this morning. Use your imagination. But one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually be doing some design work of some other things that are extraordinarily helpful throughout, you know, the interior of your home, the exterior, the homestead itself, all sorts of nifty stuff. You can print hinges, you can print, I mean, just anything that your heart and your mind can imagine can be 3D printed. And everybody's like, well, 3D prints are weak. No, they are not. So, not listing everything that's just here, what I want everybody to do is think of something that you think would be useful, and we'll go find it, and then we'll start printing it. And if it doesn't get done before I end stream, then I'll post it up on the community side of the channel as well as up on X. But think of something that is practical and useful. Throw it in chat, and we will go digging. Why am I still off camera? I don't know. We'll go digging for it. We will use this nice pen chroma black filament that I got from Polymaker, thanks to Dan over at Maker Mind Nexus. Honestly, chat, without the giveaway, me winning it, I wasn't even in chat when I won. So it's a big thank you to him and big thank you to Polymaker for even doing the giveaway. That I'm able to do this because you guys look on my wall back there. Every one of those, there may be color on those spools, but it's like very small. I don't have even half spools up there. They're less than an eighth. So there's not a lot to print anything. So I got two of this because they were on sale with the giveaway that I was given, the giveaway amount I was given, and Polymaker has with free shipping, and I was actually really surprised. Polymaker, one of their main offices is in Texas. They actually had it shipped out of an Amazon warehouse here in Colorado and got to me in 2 days. That's some serious customer service right there. All right, Bald, you off? We'll check you out later, bro. All right. Thank you for coming by, brother. Thank you. Aye, aye, aye. Practical and useful. Yes, practical and useful. What should we print? Because it's Friday. I got nothing else to do. We're gonna sit here and just chill, chat, and do the things. I had a hard day yesterday, having my stomach problems, and we also did the stream for my daughter's killer's court documents. There was episode 3 of that with Squid Pro Quo, and she's a gem because it means something to her to actually go through this and help people understand what went wrong in his trial and why he didn't get the time he deserved. It's good having friends, and good friends are hard to come by. So, like Bald, he's a good friend. Shenny is a good friend. He's a good friend. Sir Frank Otter's a good friend. My wife is not a friend. She's my wife, but she's my best friend. Mr. Marv, one of my best friends. You know, all the people, all the people. You do need my help today to figure out something in OBS. All right. Well, I'm gonna be around even after stream. So just hit me up on Discord. I think I'm gonna just go chill in Discord for most of the afternoon because it's too damn cold right now to do anything. It's supposed to be like 50 some degrees today, and we have freezing fog. How is that possible? Colorado is the most ADHD fucking state in the world to figure out a lot in OBS. Okay, well, we'll throw in a Discord level OBS masterclass. How about that? He says, got a bunch of things in mind yesterday, but they escaped me. Well, I'll be damned. It's sprinkling rain in California. What's new? How about that? How about that, chat? How about a sprinkler head? How about that? We could print a sprinkler. There's all sorts of things that we can print. Let's just throw that over there, make me smaller. There we go. Why is this thing not auto scrolling? That's irritating me. I don't know what's going on with that. Somebody's like hiding outside my door. I can hear them creeping. Just moments ago, Shenny received a stream deck. Now, did you order that? Did you order that? Because if you did, then I'm going to have to print something just for you. Because I don't know if you've seen this. One of the technical designs that I make, clean it off just a little bit. Take that phone out of there. Let me make this small so I can make this big. You see this? You see this? I designed these. I designed them for phones, which is what I use for my Stream Deck or tablet. But I also have designs for the Stream Deck and the Stream Deck XL and the Stream Deck Minis. So I'll have to print one of those for you with your custom name on it or custom instructions on how to use it. Did I say that? Not here for Shenny to kill me. But yeah. So anyway, so there's all sorts of sprinkler heads. You can print pop out extensions. How about that? Look at all the neat stuff to print. You print the Rainbird top covers. Rod like sprinklers. Yeah, I mean, there's sky's the limit. That's the thing with 3D printing is if we can't find it, we can make it. You know, look at that. I have done this for years, but using stakes, using Rainbird orbiter heads for my garden and my yard. This is an even better idea because these things last forever. You have an idea? Well, if we can't find it, we can make it later. Bird deterrent spikes. Look at that. Those also work really well for cats, by the way. Cats are destructive for plants, especially indoors. There's so much. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's still winter. This is hilarious. Modular snowman face pieces. It's like Mr. Potato Head, but for snowmen. Oh, you broke your broom. Make a new mount. There is just so much. And I want to share with the world everything that you can do with 3D printing that people don't realize because everybody thinks about 3D printing and they think about the stupid little dragons or the little knickknacks or tchotchkes and stuff like that. How about stuff that's usable, right? Stuff that actually can make a difference in your life. I have found so many of those things already. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Like microgreens, build your own. That I can guarantee that idea is based off of the planter that I just showed you guys. You need a broom out because yes, you broke your push broom. Oh, send me a picture. Put a ruler next to it so I know I can make dimensions. Guarantee I can make it. There's so many things, y'all. So many. I got you, Jenny. I got you. Got you. Mm-hmm. Angry Birds birdhouse. Now, see, you can get creative with that because bringing in birds and bringing in, making small planters to put things like, you know, other flowers in around your garden and your homestead brings in things that are called pollinators, like bees. Pollinators are necessary unless you want to be sitting there stroking your tomatoes every morning. A little sexy time with your tomato plants and your other pollinating plants. Believe me, I can tell you, it's no fun. I had to do that when I did my greenhouse the first year, my aquaponics greenhouse. Sexy time with tomatoes is rather boring and messy. We had no bees that year. It would it is I'll tell you what, guys, there is really a bee shortage in across the world apparently because our property here used to have bees everywhere. And in the last 10 years, it's just been getting less and less and less. And I've been controlling wasps and so forth, other things that fight off bees the best of my ability, but it just seems like we don't get enough pollinators. And that's the reason everybody's complaining about their garden is because there's no pollinators. All across town, everybody's garden just fails. And I sit there and go, "Oh my God, what can be done about this? Plant more flowers." Yeah, Heidi, it's a lot of it's because of the pesticides. But if you bring the blight, the not the blight, the bright colored flowers, like marigolds that attract bees, that's your best option. People just don't realize it. And utilizing techniques like the Three Sisters planting techniques, you get more bang for your buck because then you're fertilizing your soil as well as you're putting nutrients in as well as growing three different crops at the same time, and then you surround each one of those areas with a couple of flowering plants like marigolds or some sort of wildflower. Wifey went down there, like she says, she wants to plant flowers with the crop. Well, she wanted to do wildflowers. The problem with wildflowers is they take forever to fucking bloom. Excuse my French. I was advised the other day that I need to chill on the cussing, and I do. I do. Danny, what's going on? Wildflowers are obnoxious. They are. They take forever. And welcome, Danny. It's been a hot minute. Oh, we've had years where my wife has thrown out like a pound of wildflowers. Nothing grows. Brian is, what the heck's going on, buddy? There you are. It's about time. 3D printing stream, let's go. Yeah, we've been talking about things that can be utilized in the house and on the homestead, no matter where you're at. Yeah, wildflower seeds are generally hit or miss. And a lot of times people just don't read the instructions, like I don't generally, and they throw them out during the spring, and you actually need to throw them out during the fall because they take forever to grow, depending on the type of wildflowers. Hey, Brian, we're talking about ideas of things that are functional but cool. And I'm thinking, you know, what about a watering can? Something like that. You guys want to print something like that? Yes, Heidi, they can take over the garden. That's why you have to be really careful with that type of stuff. You want to print wheel traction pads. Huh? What are you talking about? Wheel traction pads. What are you talking about? Make some sense, man. Cute watering can, like 5 inches tall. We can print that. Now, remember, I just all I bought was black polychroma. Oh, yes, those things. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, those actually are really slick. So let's see. A 5 inch tall watering can. Tell me which one you guys like. Back up to the top here. Tell me which ones you like. Shinny says, "We make watering can." The pink one, three down on the right. You like the one that doesn't need supports. Everybody likes the one that doesn't need supports. Pink one, three down on the right. Am I colorblind again? Three down on the right. Are you talking about this monstrosity? So Brian, yeah, this is Polymaker's Polychroma. I won it in I won a gift card in a giveaway over at Maker Mind Nexus's channel. Dan's a really cool dude, and I got a gift card, and this was on sale. It's one of their new products. Um, so we're gonna be trying it out for the first time. It's like PLA, but it's got a bit different properties. It's very interesting stuff. Roll up a little. Nip. This one right here, the yellow one, a basic yellow that looks like a teapot. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Hold on here. I don't have it's and by the way, guys, I'm talking about Polymaker stuff right now because this is obviously where I got it from. I am not affiliated at this point. So this is just me going, this is a cool product. Go back. Son of a- Give me just a second. Give me just a second, guys. Ah, chroma. Chroma. There we go. I'll post this in chat. There you go. Oh, keep going up. Okay. I'm already up. This is the very top. You're having weird extrusion issues. If you want, my dude, after stream, we can jump into Discord. Shinny's going to be there too, apparently. So, um, because she needs some help with OBS. And after stream, I'll have nothing else to do for the afternoon up until 6, and I got to pick up my kid. Then I have nothing else to do again. And I can help you with that since you're rocking a FlashForge printer. I know a lot about them. By the way, guys, FlashForge is one of my favorite printer manufacturers because they just work. They're like bamboo printers. They just fucking work. Excuse my French. Slow roll, slow roll. All right, you got the first 2 lines there. Now I'm gonna go down to the third line. I'm gonna sit here for 10 seconds. Yeah, they are out of the box perfect. Literally. They just don't really fail. Usually, if they fail, it's because the operator failed or you got some bad filament. Go the green one. That's too tiny. This little guy. It's without support too, apparently. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Kind of like that one. Keep scrolling. Okay, we'll go back. We keep us scrolling. I mean, Heidi, I can do that, but it's going to take me a time to actually manufacture something. To go into CAD and design it. And the nifty thing is, these little watering cans, you go buy them at the grocery, at the garden store or whatever. They're like $5 to $10. Well, you can print these for like $1. Just takes a little time. And this one thing I love about 3D printing is it gives you time. It slows things down. It makes you think, okay, I'm going to be printing this. It's going to take so many hours. What do I do? Silver one, the coffee pot looking guy. You like the green one as well? Keep scrolling. Okay, let's go down to the next set. Man, never mind. But I am going to be revising my Amazon wish list, which is in my link space link that Heidi always throws out. Um, it has a bunch of filament in it currently, but I'm going to be throwing a bunch of polymaker stuff in there because just reading the properties of their filament just makes me more comfortable because they guarantee their stuff. So, I mean, going, for years, I've always gone after what was the cheapest filament, and I have run into bad results, I would say, with a lot of that, especially with PETG and some of the ABS that I've tried to print. And then again, I do need to actually build or buy a filament dryer for PETG and ABS because it does get a bit too humid in this room since I'm literally next to a water heater. When I do a technical stream, I probably will do something like that, Brian, because we're gonna be doing a lot more just 3D printing content um, as well. So this is kind of a mix between modern technology using 3D printing to help out with your everyday life, and that's all part of homesteading. So the blue one looks like it's absolutely stupid. You told me to scroll. You talking about this one right here? You talking about that guy? That one looks stupid too. The yellow one looks stupid as well. Yeah, the blue one is like, what the fuck are they thinking? Excuse my French. What are they thinking? I'm trying to clean it up. Guys, I am like 800 watch hours away from being monetized. So I've got to start making videos that are, friendly to YouTube. So I'm really, really trying. Scroll. Okay. Scroll. Yes, ma'am. Something stylistically pleasing, but easy to clean out. Well, yeah, those all just look stupid. There's a little bonsai watering can. Those things are kind of cool. What is this cactus thing? What is this? You got your basic little watering can right there. Tube. What is that? The tube watering can. Tube. You can't even put enough water in there for anything. I'm like, geez, man, come on. Believe it or not, as gruff and as ugly as I am, you actually thought it was a cactus? It kind of does. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I actually have a pretty good green thumb. Funny enough, my wife kills plants. She walks past a plant and it just dies. Oh, I'm hoping one day with the 3D printing content, that'll actually be, I'll actually be have enough of a um, user base and enough content out there that people like Polymaker will want to sponsor me for projects. Um, why are you trying to water your PC? Plants don't grow in P. Well, I guess you could grow plants in PC. Yellow and green one, the vintage can, that looks kind of cool. Kind of cool. But there's a lot of things out there, such as vertical hydroponic systems that I would love to get a couple sponsors for not just filament, but I need a large format printer. So I do have a space that I can make over on this side of the room for something the size of like the Orange Storm Giga. Now, if you guys haven't seen that printer, it's huge. It is absolutely monstrous. Let me show you. Let me show you how big this thing is. 1 second on the bottom row. Second on the bottom row. The vintage one right here, right? 3D print a hair pick. You already know how easy that is. Yet. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to download this puppy. Download all models. Now, this is something that apparently I can remix, but I can't share it. Well, sorry. I'm obviously not going to sell it. So let's just open that up there and unzip the model. And get rid of all that. Then we're going to load the model into the printer. Let's go ahead and share that screen. Green window. So let's just do a new project altogether. I don't even want to save that. We're going to go to downloads, vintage watering can. Look at this little guy right there. Now, this is definitely going to have supports in it. And I don't like traditional supports. So the first thing we're going to do is go to support and enable support. And we're going to use tree and then slim. And then what we're do is we're going to go here to go to strength. We're going to leave this at 3 walls because that's going to make it nice and strong. Change the infill pattern to about 25% because we're hauling water here. You don't want it falling apart, right? I mean, seriously. We're going to change the infill pattern to gyroid because gyroid's a little bit stronger. And frankly, for me, it's easier to print. And we're going to go ahead and leave the layer height at 0.24. Oh, Brian just found a hack. Tree Slim saves on filament, and they're just as strong. And then we're going to align all seams to the back of the unit there. Now there's some other options that we can select in here, and I'm not going to be teaching this, the heck, you guys, no, just stop. Why do I keep getting calls from my web hosting provider? They just want to sell me crap. So supports 3D printing can only print at certain angles without extra to help it. So that's what supports are. And here, I'll show you. When I slice this, it'll actually show you where the supports are going to be generated at. So in this particular model, we have a support that comes down here, and then we have support for the flower. Whoa, what the heck just happened? Hello? Where's the model? That was very strange, chat. Very strange indeed. And then we have supports on the flower, and then we have supports on the handle itself. And then on the inside, to get this little lip right here, we have supports to have that because this is an overhang. So it needs something to attach to. Yeah, Orcus literally likes the zoomies. And if I had multiple colors, even though I only have a single print head on this, I could do multi-material with a single print head. It just takes a long time. We're not going to do that. We're printing it all in black. All right. So for filament, sure we like black here. Now, because like I said, yeah, you can always paint it. And for something like this, I also recommend clear coating it as well using an acrylic clear coat. That way it completely water seals it so there's no leaks. Because occasionally in 3D printing, if you're going to hold something that's liquid, there will be seams that don't fully adhere sometimes. So throwing down a quick coat of um, clear on it helps that. Yes, I like the black. Never go back. So we're going to print this as it is PLA. We're going to see what happens. Now, going through the instructions for this, it says on here bed temperature 25 to 60 C, print temperature 190 to 230 C. So I'm going to leave it as my PLA settings and we'll see what happens. Ha ha ha, Danny. Tripping on me. So we'll just leave this as is. Yeah, the recommended temps are crazy wide. Well, and a lot of times when it comes to 3D printers, okay, a lot of times it depends on the printer and the environment you're printing in. I'll give you an example. So I print PLA and most PLA Pro or PLA Plus products at 220 on my FlashForge printer. However, over on the Enders, I printed at 210. But I use a higher bed temperature. I use 65C instead of 55C. And it's all and it also depends on the time of year. I found that I have to change the slicer settings because the temperature in this room changes on a very drastic level. Um, in the wintertime, as long as I keep the air conditioner running, it stays roughly about 65 to 70 degrees in here. In the summertime, even with the AC running, it'll get as high as 85, 90. And it's because it's at the back of the house. And it's because the water heater's right next to me. I need to re-insulate this whole room. There's a lot of things going on that I just need to take time and get taken care of to make this room, temperature stable. So let's go ahead and reslice that with the changes that we've made and hit the print button. And for some reason, it doesn't bring up the pop-up for print. Let me stop sharing that. We'll go share screen. 4 hours, 55 minutes. And guess what? I'm going to leave the stream up and running, even though I may not be here. I may go do something else for a few minutes, but I'm going to leave it up so you guys can see it print, right? I'll come back and, check chat and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's definitely an insulation issue. The house was built in 74, so the whole room needs to be re-insulated. Oh, look, we can't see anything. Stand by. Get over here. Yeah. We'll just leave that window right up there. That way you guys can see what's the printing. Trying to put up on your pooter so you can watch, work your watch. Sir Frank Otter's been sleeping in the chair. You need to, man. Have I built the enclosure yet? No, I have not. I started to build it, but I wasn't happy with the current design they had out. So I scrapped everything. And there's a color that I want. This will take a minute to start so I can actually show you guys this. This is polychrome. This is one of their part of their website here. And this is the filament that I bought. Let me go to, because I want to print it in ASA. So let's go to filaments. Blah, 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 blah. ABS, ASA, Polylite, ASA. And there's a reason why I want to print it in ASA. Temperature tolerant, and it'll never fade. If we go to Galaxy Color, there we go. I want to do the pop green for all of the accents. And then I want to do the Galaxy Purple, which is not on this page, for uh, some of the verticals. That's the black. Gray. There we go. They call it dark purple. It's actually Galaxy Purple. Oh yes. Oh yes. There's a window right here. So, and the printer is right next to it. So that's not an issue. It'll be vented completely. Joker colors. Exactly, ID. Exactly. And I haven't figured out what I want to get for my next printer yet. The ones that I purchased, like I said, stand by. Oh, but um, while this starts, let me show you this guy. This is the Orange Storm Giga. It's about $3,500 for the big multi-head kit. So you can put multiple heads on this and print all at once. But the thing that it does good is it prints big things. Yeah, you have to have safe printing. Even PETG is slightly toxic as well. So, make sure if you guys are printing anything, make sure it's an adequate ventilated space. You don't need a lot to ventilate it either. So it's very simple. Just even a 4-inch fume extractor, you know, that blows out your window, just sitting right above the printer will do just fine. You need about 100 CFM. But this guy here, I mean, uh, this is made by a company by the name of Elgu. If I can type, go to their actual website. The base model is 4,099. I mean, 2,500 bucks basically. But look at the build volume on this. It's 800 by 800 by 1,000. You can literally print a car fender on this thing. Now, this gives you a size definition. This is the size right here, like the Neptune 4 is about the size of an Ender 3. And this is the Giga. It's monstrous. Elgo has some decent stuff. I'm not going to bash them. I've used their products, their filament for a long time. There's nothing to bash on that. They've had some problems with the Neptune 4 product line, but they're getting those solved. So and they had some problems with the Orange Storm Giga, but it's still a pre-order product. You can order it and they'll ship it to you, but you know, I'm going to be working. I'm going to be working on a proposal for Elgo to see if I can't get them to send me one of these printers to utilize while I do some of these projects, because there's some stuff in here that I would really like to show you guys, like vertical lanta. And most of these things you can print without the need of something that large, but it makes it funner to design something huge. Vertical planter like this. So, building these trays would be so much bigger with a large build plate. It's much easier, I should say. Their resin stuff is good. Yeah, their resin stuff is top notch. You know, Polymaker just makes filament, and they have a dryer. So Um, Now, there is something that Elgu doesn't have on their website that is very interesting. Sorry, it's called the Centuri Carbon. I keep forgetting that. Not Cobra, the Centuri Carbon. This is a brand new product that is it's not really listed for sale yet. And this thing competes directly with um, the Bamboo Labs top printer for like 500 bucks. It's being launched in 9 days, people. This is one of the reasons I haven't gotten a new printer. Cloudbuster sword, nice. I mean, it'd be content, so it'd be a write-off too. But they're also going to be making one of these that is stripped down like the ADM5 from FlashForge without the actual coverings, and it's rumored to be 250 bucks. But it's completely open source. It won't be locked down like Bamboo Labs and stuff. I mean, this is top notch right here. And the reviews that are being shown on it are amazing. And it's got a large build volume. It's what, 280 by 280, I think it is. In our Facebook group. No, thank you. Not right now. I already have actually, but one of the things that I actually do like about Elgu is this program here. Every few bucks that you spend with them, they plant a damn tree. I'm not a tree hugger whatsoever, but I hate concrete. I despise concrete with a passion because there's a lot of reasons, and I won't get into those. But they plant a tree for literally every dollar you spend for the most part. It's just a cool thing to give back to the environment. We are wasteful people. And funny enough, I advocate for 3D printing. It is a wasteful industry and hobby. There is so much crap that just sits around here that I have printed. Key holder, phone pucks that I designed and are for sale. Nobody's ever bought one. Lighter sleeves that are cool. Plastic switchblade knife. Succulent planter. Hook. I mean, I've printed just about everything under the sun. Stand by, everybody. I got to actually turn the damn air conditioner to air conditioning because it is hot in here. Oh my Lord, it's hot. Okay. Getting back to the video, let's just take a look at what this thing is doing. That first layer looks to be pretty good from what So there is a way to recycle your plastic pieces, and eventually I want to build one. Um, I'm not muted, am I? No, I'm not muted. No, can you guys hear me? Weird. Okay, you can hear me now. All right. Okay. I don't know how I was muted because I didn't hit the mute button, but okay, whatever. Um, yeah, you can recycle them. You have to build a machine to do it. It's not always that cheap to build. I would need community support pretty heavily to do that because it's about $1,000 to build this recycler because you have to build a crusher, a pelletizer, and then an extruder. So yeah. Now the extruder is actually pretty simple. The pelletizer, not so simple. The crusher, you can usually buy the basic parts for 300 or 400 bucks. So, I mean, and there's plans to make them cheaper, like using a blender to actually cut the plastic up. You're going to kill your blender pretty damn quickly. Actually, it just is a head off of a 3D printer. Here, I'll show you. I have one right here. So this is a basic sprite extruder off of a Ender 3. And all you have to do is change the nozzle out from a point 0.4 nozzle, which is on this currently, to um, a nozzle that's been drilled out, or you can purchase them now. You used to not be able to purchase them. That is the correct diameter of filament. So right there. And they make the extruders just for that purpose as well now too. So I mean, a PET G bottle recycler isn't that expensive. It's a pain in the butt, but it's not that expensive. But when you're talking about recycling, this stuff, it has to be crushed and made into pellets so that it'll actually go through a tube and then to a melting pot and then and eventually into your extruder. But what I'm going to do here is is hmm, let's see here. Which screen is that going to come up on? The wrong one. Can you guys hear the music? The fire. All right, what you making? I am making a watering can that I think basically Shenny and Heidi picked out. You cannot hear the music. All right, we're going to stop this share. We're going to share screen, entire screen. Also share system audio. Can you hear it now? You can hear it. Cool. You guys can hear it. We're going to go ahead and let this go. Guys, I will be back in just a few minutes. I need to go make me something to eat because my poor belly is pissed off. So I will be right back. We're going to let this go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Hey, Brian, that's actually not the FlashForge camera. I will give you the STL files. That is a long arm that I designed for the printer for the actual enclosure side. So that way you can move the camera around. And that is a cheap, I think it's $20 camera that I bought off of Amazon a while back for other reasons. So for lunch, ladies and gentlemen, I have some mesquite smoked turkey wraps. Lettuce, tomato, a little bit of dressing, not much. And turkey. Well, I'm trying to stay up on this less carb, more protein, and fruit and vegetable diet. That way I can lose weight a little bit faster. Filament spaghetti makes Brian sad. It makes the captain sad too. But I have actually never had that happen on this printer. No, I take it back. I had it one time, but I was trying to run a particle filament through the 04 nozzle, and yeah, don't do that. Anything with speckles or fibers in it, run through an 06 nozzle. For those that don't know, I'm on Wegovy, which is a Ozempic product, and it helps when you have protein-rich diet to lose weight, because then it doesn't start eating your muscle; it just eats the fat in your body. Because your body's natural response is to eat whatever the most protein-rich source is, which is your muscle. And then it goes for fat. So the more protein you keep in your system, the more fat it'll actually target. Yeah. The hardened 06, I'm actually going to order the Chinese knockoff for the FlashForge printers, because they can actually go to an 08 if necessary, and it's a replaceable nozzle just at the bottom, like, you know, Enders and all the other products out there. Salmon is expensive, Heidi. Holy crap. So a pound of salmon at our local grocers here is like 25 bucks. So I try to stick with pork and beef and turkey, chicken, and then I still have to supplement it with, you know, like whey powder, you know, whey protein powder, because my body is not processing it fast enough. Yeah, FlashForge has an 08. The problem I have with FlashForge's nozzles is they're $40 a piece. I broke one nozzle on this thing and I had to buy a new one, and that was before the Chinese knockoffs came out. But the reviews for the Chinese knockoffs are absolutely amazing. And they're 20 bucks. I really need to get an actual HD camera so it'll get rid of that stupid wobble. Because this image right now really looks like you're looking into a different world. This thing is going like hyper speed. I've got the speed of the printer maxed out, and the camera cannot keep up. No, we don't have an Aldi up here in Colorado. I kind of wish we did, because it seems like everything's cheaper at Aldi. And see, that's the thing I'm trying to stay away from, is the additives and the chemicals. I'm trying to eat all natural as much as possible. And I've noticed a change in my body since I've started doing that. Yeah, Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi as well. We do have a Trader Joe's, but it's 2.5 hours from us. So that's a whole day trek just to go shopping if we ever went there. I've never been to it. No, definitely not worth the cost of gas. Funny thing about this camera is it's capable of doing 4K at 15 frames per second, but the software inside of FlashForge only allows for a 640 by 480 resolution. I don't understand that. I'm trying to figure out how to change it. Now, I did have my FlashForge printers on Clipper, straight Clipper. The problem with that was there's currently no built-in algorithms inside of Clipper to do all of the alignment tests that FlashForge has. You can do most of them, but not all. I tell you what, it is really fun watching something being made out of nothing for the most part. No, I keep forgetting to add Rumble. It's all the extra steps, and it's like I just keep forgetting. It is. It's really cool. Just, taking something and going, hey, look, here it is. I mean, one day they'll have it to where Rumble is a standard package, or you can just, click and start a stream, through StreamYard, Streamlabs, whatever. Straight OBS with Stream Elements, all the good ones out there. They don't have that yet, and it's disappointing because I would much actually rather stream directly to Rumble because I don't have to worry about getting canceled. Hey everybody, all the music that we're listening to is made by my buddy River, and it's up on Spotify. So if you just want easy, chill listening, copy-free music, Rivver. Want company? Sure, anybody wants to join while we're just sitting here bullshitting. Let me grab the link for you. Here, we're just going to paste it right in the chat there. Everybody's welcome. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. We're just chilling and having a little bit of a good time. He picking on Shenny because, Shenny's supposed to be working. You know how this goes. Sir Frank Otter, you're always welcome, my friend. Yeah, Shenny's got really shitty employees. They just don't do what they're told. Never working. I mean, I tell you what, if I was Shenny, I'd fire my employee.
Hey Denver, want to pack on the adventure? Well, look no.
Yay for ads because I don't have any money to pay my subscription.
That means this foodie can bring green chili for himself and his hosts.
Greatest guest ever?
And this comfy couple can pack all the socks and sandals they need.
You can never have enough matching socks.
Or sandals. As well as something for their best friend Luna. 2 bags fly free. That's a big flex. Only at Southwest. First and second check bags. Weight and size limits apply. Hey Denver, want to pack on the adventure? Well, look no further because 2 bags always fly free on Southwest. That means this foodie can bring green chili for himself and his hosts.
Greatest guest ever?
And this comfy couple can pack all the socks and sandals they need.
You can never have enough matching socks.
Or sandals. As well as something for their best friend Luna. 2 bags fly free. That's a big flex. Only
I mean, you know what's funny, chat, is
First and second check bags. Weight and size
it's a 3D printing stream,
Hey Denver,
but
pack
we
on
only
the
tried 3D
adventure?
printing
Well, look no further.
like an hour
because
ago.
2 bags always fly free on Southwest. That means this foodie can bring green chili for himself and his hosts.
Greatest guest ever?
And this comfy couple can pack all the socks and sandals they need.
You can never have enough matching socks.
Or sandals. As well as something for their best friend Luna. 2 bags fly free. That's a big flex. Only at Southwest. First and second check bags. Weight and size limits apply.
This is a 4-hour print, 4.5 hours. Yeah, right now I'm streaming to X, Twitch, and YouTube, Brian. And doing it through OBS is actually really easy. Just go grab the Stream Elements multi-stream plugin for OBS. It's easy. Yeah, they added this functionality to Talk Studio on Streamlabs to share multiple pages at once, which is cool. Just because I'm lazy at the moment. Brian's channel is OnlyFans / at Brian has a no. Never mind. Oh dear, ladies and gentlemen, there's a Miss Shenny. Hello.
Oh,
Stuff.
this is so fun. Okay, my bad. Just wait. That one's off. This one's not.
Yep.
I'm watching you. You're way too nervous.
Way up. Echo on Shenny. Echo, 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 echo,
But
echo.
me, I should.
I don't hear an echo. They say they have an echo. I don't.
Well, there isn't a. I hear me.
Are you watching the stream as well?
I'm muted on all streams. I'm also watching.
I don't know. Because I'm not listening to my own stream, because that would be foolish.
Yeah, but because I just came back and you're not listening to it, my voice is so yes, look at that. There's this and you use voice for it. Yes, to turn off A1 just
Let's see here. Hold on. Let me pause this and unshare these. Let's get out of this.
This is what I talked to him about. Not like I know. But wait, I'm not echoing anymore.
Okay, so yeah.
Ooh, that's horrible.
It was the system audio because I was sharing system audio.
Mm-hmm. Did
Rab.
I not do good at figuring that out really quick? How come my camera sucks so bad?
I don't know.
It's
Let's
not
see.
my
Let's
camera.
go to, where's the page to share the camera?
I
There we
don't know,
go.
but make us tiny again. Show us some more of the zzz, 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 zzz.
It's
I'm
showing it.
loving. I love that, by the way.
It goes
I
zoom,
need to
zoom,
find
zoom,
out.
zoom, zoom.
There we are. We're over there. Gotcha. There.
Cynthia says, I hate Streamlabs. I don't hate Streamlabs.
I
I've
really
actually
like.
never had that many. I don't have any problems really.
There's just so many buttons to push. That's what I'm discovering. But am I using Streamlabs? I don't know. What am I using? No.
Well, to connect into me right now, you're using Talk Studio from Streamlabs. Yeah.
Okay.
The web page.
Okay.
It's just like StreamYard, but they've actually made some improvements on it, which I really like being able to open up multiple pages at the same time.
What do you mean by multiple pages at the same time?
So, like, here, let's go. Here, let's open that up. So I can toggle between that one and that one. Easy peasy. Without actually having to stop sharing.
Okay, well, got it. Yeah, because, well, but I figured that out with OBS straight yesterday.
Yep. You can do that with OBS easily.
I have my OBS set up to stream to my YouTube, my TikTok. No, I don't have a TikTok. My YouTube, my Twitch, and my Kick. And what made me say, send me a link is this, okay? The Rumble thing. Here is what I do so that I can stream on Rumble without forgetting, okay? I go over when I know I'm going to do a stream. I go over and I set up the Rumble stream first. Then I go into StreamYard for me, stream whatever for you, right? And I copy and paste everything from the Rumble post over to the other post. And then I know that I did Rumble. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I just make Rumble because, you have to have your stream set up first in Rumble anyway. So I go ahead. I finally got my cowboy coffee, folks. I go ahead and do Rumble first. And then I just open up the stream and I copy and paste everything.
See, I do that. I just keep forgetting to do the extra steps.
Yeah, see, if Rumble is your first thing, then I
shouldn't be forgetting it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because does Streamlab not let you communicate with Rumble, or is it an RTM? Even if it's an RTM, though,
it's an RTMP.
You just go ahead. Well, as an RTMP, though, you set it up in Streamlabs, and
then you have to change it each and every time.
No.
Yeah, and I don't, for some reason, the permanent stream link never works for me. So I have to go into the individual ones
now, and it didn't.
And I've actually contacted Rumble about this, and they go, we don't know at this point.
Yeah, no, it works perfect for me every friggin' time on RTMP. And it does work for me. Because I had to boot. There's some changes coming on in the future here, but I had to boot Digger off of my StreamYard, okay? Because I got booted off of StreamYard on my Rumble, and she took over first place. So we could see her chats, but I couldn't come back and add myself as a Rumble. So I had to come back as RTMP, right?
Huh.
Which meant we couldn't see my chats, right? Which, I'm paying almost $900 a year and I'm not getting any benefit from it. Okay. I did get one person to donate $100. I almost said 1,000. But outside of that, I'm just paying for this crap, right? So anyhow, what happened was I said, okay, since we're not, because of stalker assholes, I said, we're not streaming to yours anymore. We're done. I'm just not doing it anymore. They can't be honest. They can't be grown up. So what we're going to do is just not stream to yours anymore. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Well, if we're not streaming to hers, I need to bring my Rumble up to the front, right? So, okay, she was all ready and prepared for that. And then I realized, wait a minute. If we're not going to put her Rumble in here, she needs to be able to see the Rumble chat. She needs to go back and use the free StreamYard. See, she's not having to pay to use StreamYard right now. She is using my StreamYard. So I went ahead and I removed her YouTube also. Then I did a little bit of thinking about things, and I thought, wait a minute. I don't feel like this is a StreamYard thing that I got kicked off. I feel like it's a Rumble thing. And it worked for a while, and then all of a sudden one day it didn't. So since I've kicked hers, why don't we try bringing her back on at the same time we bring mine back on and see if for a while they'll both hold together. Do you see how I am? Because I feel like Rumble is saying we'll only stream to one StreamYard at a time. That's what I feel like I don't know. I'm just, thinking. So anyway, we went ahead. I got a hold of her and we got it. Boom, bingo. They're both sitting in there right at this moment.
Hey, Shelly.
Okay. Hey, T3. But so there are things that seem to happen in Rumble that doesn't make any sense. Okay. So it just, sometimes you have to kind of reason it out. So seriously, try and clean all of the Rumble out and then try it again just to see if indeed maybe that is what happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried quite a bit. I'm willing to try more because I would like to be on Rumble permanently because I am legitimately afraid, just based on who I am, that YouTube will cancel me.
Right. I'm waiting.
I said it numerous times in this stream already. I'm trying to clean up my language because I found out that I've been losing viewers or people that want to watch me can't because they're at work, and the cussing is, preventing them from actually hearing it. So I'm like, okay, I have no problem trying to clean up my language.
Have you met me?
I've met you multiple times.
You could give me 1,000 gallons of bleach and the language is not going to get cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm trying really, really hard.
Me too, and that's why I don't cuss as much here as I do in my real life. It's a thing.
We have a problem.
I don't know why, but I just love the way that this thing kind of.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge problem. We have a stuck extruder.
What's a stuck extruder?
It's not actually printing.
Oh, no.
So if you notice, it's in the air.
Right. So
I didn't even notice that. It's like 10 layers high right now. You look at that, it's not even touching the the build plate.
Oh no.
So let me do this.
Oh, Heidi is telling everybody over to Love Chat because, you know, you want the whole story in chat. You've got to be in Love Chat. Otherwise, you're in Top Chat. And YouTube is how is they going to make a decision on what you want to see and not see? Do you see how that works? Yeah, and CT3, it's a problem, isn't it? Language. Because, you know, you ask for so much. Look, you don't even get beautified. I climbed out of bed. This is me climbing out of bed and putting my glasses on, which in a minute I'll need to go back for a whole nother coffee. But so yeah, boo. Wait, I look like a Star Wars hologram 1776? Seriously? It wouldn't surprise me, right? It wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form if I was a hologram, because how am I here? I don't even know. Boo says he has no content on YouTube. He has some stuff on Rumble. Same name, no underscore. I haven't streamed in a while, though. The thing is, Boo, you have to get some streams up. You know, I Digger has a year's worth of my streams up because we shared over to hers during the Dazzler and her thing. You know, trying to get her to be built up. And even though she came kicking and streaming, trying to turn her into a streamer. So, yeah, you just got to do it. Look at that hand. There's no body attached to the hand. Do you see the hand? Ah! No. Yeah. And Cynthia says, I need help setting up an avatar on Streamlabs. I don't even think I have an avatar on Streamlabs. Oh, no, but my OBS just brought this over. Is that what you're talking? No, that's my camera. I don't know. What happens if I turn off my camera? Stop vid. Watch.
Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do this. You see what you see on the very right where it says that you're on screen and it says hide on stream. Click the 3 buttons to the top right next to the little microphone symbol.
I am smart. No, I don't. I don't have 3 buttons except for on my own browser, but I do have on the left, I have live and recording. I have upload progress at 95%, and then going a long blank white thing. I have share, and then I have 9 buttons looking like the friggin' whatchamacallit family.
Okay, hold on. Let me hide
There's a
this.
settings button. I have a
Click
settings
this.
button. I have an upload button. I have a settings and then an upload.
Click upload.
Yep, that's where I'm going. I'm now because I wasn't. This was her question, not mine. And so now I'm over here. Sorry, Bug. I'm over here just piggybacking off of your question. And now I have to find an avatar. Oh, first I have to go down to YouTube because, you know, me all over the place. I can't hear you bopping. So which avatar do we want?
I don't know. Let's go. Okay, I need to go here, click this, and then we need to re-upload this because, yeah, print, play, click, send. So what happened is there was a kink in the filament, and I didn't see it. So that's operator error.
Oh no. So, but wait, no, they rounded it up. So they rounded it with the kink. So now what happens?
I just restart the print.
The whole thing, or it knows it?
No, I'm going to restart it from scratch. That way there's absolutely no layer shifting or anything weird going on. It won't take that long to get back to where it was. So.
Oh no.
But we'll click here and we'll go here and we'll click that and we'll click here. Two, three. Oh, gee. Sorry for all the caps. What?
So let's try this.
See, there you go. You got an episode.
Look at how easy that was. There's a little settings thing over on the side. We don't get the 3 dots, but we do get the three questions. And in the settings thing, you open it up and you upload your avatar, and then you can close up your settings, and then you can go, oh, did that work? And then there I am. So there. I didn't even know what. I was a little worried about which one you were going to get.
You kind of scared me there.
You? I know what's on my computer. No, that's all on the other computer, not this one.
My oldest son actually came down and picked up my wife when they went grocery shopping yesterday. And they brought this back.
What is that?
It says Ripple Pure. It's 10 individual 10 milligram packets of pure THC that you can put in anything.
That could be fun.
So I just put that in my water that I just drank.
Oh, well, I'm glad you told me.
It's only 10 milligrams, so it's probably not going to do much.
Oh, yeah.
Try to, fix my back a little bit for a while.
Yeah,
Because I'd really like to stay on stream, but my back is killing me. So we'll find out what happens.
And see, I just didn't want the quietness to because we're this, and then you're like,
you have this thing about quietness. I could sit on stream and just let the music play. Then Shani comes up, she goes, I need to make some noise.
I like the music behind us. If you could put that at like a level 3, I love that music. Your friend is talented.
Yeah, the album that was actually playing is actually dedicated to my daughter, believe it or not. It's called Tessellate.
That's cute. That was very sweet.
Let's see if I can actually do that. Share screen. Window. Spotify.
I can make myself go away. Wait.
Yeah, you can make yourself go away. You can do all sorts of stuff.
Look, I can do it like that.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
So you went out and got yourself a stream deck.
What? Yeah, somebody pointed out to me how awesome. Am I the employer or employee right now? I must be the employer. Okay, how awesome it would be for me to utilize it in my business for the things that I need to have access to at all the times.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, wait. I was going to buy it just for shits and giggles, maybe in like 6 months if I decided to keep streaming, right? Because I went to cancel my StreamYard last night. But I can't cancel it. Okay. But I can set it up to non-renew because I'm not doing this for other people anymore. I'm done. I'm done. But as I was educated on that, I could utilize it in the office and make my life easier than me going, because I'm good at going, I was like, oh, heck yeah. It took me less than 3 minutes to click purchase. So I did.
They're great. I use Touch Portal. It's a software that you can use with a phone or a tablet because frankly, I just don't ever have enough money, expendable money, just to go buy one. A Stream Deck, which I'd really love, but
I may not have
they
enough.
do the exact same thing. Like if I'm working in Fusion 360, I built this whole thing to where I have all these shortcuts.
See, and I'm so overwhelmed by that. I'm scared. I just got it when you were talking this morning. I heard the guy at the front door, and I got up and I went to the front door and told him thank you.
So
That's
yeah,
how fresh this is. It is plugged in, and I don't know nothing. There's a but, and I don't know nothing, because here's the thing, sweetheart. Okay, it's all your fault that I need your help, and it is now your responsibility to aid me. Okay, because you came on and did all the AI shit, right?
mm-hmm.
And okay, that was really nice and all. And I don't know, I made an AI.
That's you sent me that you did that, and I'm like, that's probably the scariest thing in the world. Virtual Shenny.
Did you not hear what Virtual Shinny had to say when I don't know, there was a test point where it said, ask the AI a question, and I'm like, I'm sitting here not knowing what the hell I'm doing. I'm like, oh yeah, so you really think you know what you're doing, huh? And she came back sounding just like me. Okay, just frigging like my reply.
Dude, that's very scary.
I sat there and went, wait, did I type those words? I had to go because, I
See, this
never
is what I'm picturing right now. Is I'm picturing you just going, I want to stream today, but I don't want it to be me. Okay, here's Virtual Shinny. You all can argue with this.
I want to be the one to argue with this. Yeah, but that's
some say that when you argue with yourself, that's a form of masturbation.
Well, I'll masturbate all over the screen then. I don't care. Have you met me? I have no pride anymore. I'm old. Pride was something that got stolen in the 70s, and now it's a bunch of mentally ill people walking around.
Did I ever tell you that whenever I go into the hospital and they go, we're going to, throw this, this curtain up to protect your pride a little bit. I have literally walked out butt naked and gone, pride? What pride? I don't have humility either.
I'm with you. I do. I don't. Because there's so many cameras in my house, I don't walk around naked in my house.
No, I'm talking in the hospital.
Yeah, but I don't go there. Okay. But I will walk around naked in my backyard. Here's what happens when I go to the hospital. Okay. About an hour in, if they don't have an idea what the fook is I'm there for, I get up and leave.
I've done that before.
I will get up and leave. Come to find out, it's a family trait. My grandfather, who had a major heart problem thingy, my Bobby, happened to him. When he came to, and he had all these wires and cords sticking out of him and an IV thing, he stood up, pulled all those wires and cord things out of the machines, grabbed his IV, took off with his ass flapping around behind him, right? And just went and caught a bus home. It's a family thing. We don't like the hospital. Hospital's where you go to die.
Yeah, I don't like hospitals either, unfortunately, with my conditions. I'm forced to go there and it pisses me off. But so back on the Stream Deck thing, they're very cool. The software I use is very similar to what the Stream Deck does.
Okay.
You can here's my OBS control panel, my very small one. I have a very, very large one as well.
Wait a minute.
But
wait, the touch point that I'm looking at is your OBS control panel.
yes.
You have to understand the OBS control panel I have doesn't look none like that.
No, this is what you'll see on your, something similar on your Stream Deck.
Oh, I haven't even opened it. Okay.
Yeah.
You look.
So you can create all these buttons, and they have a ton of presets.
Okay.
And here, let's see.
Should I turn it on? Because what I thought is that we could.
You'll still need to put the software and everything in.
Oh, there's software because I just plugged it in. Oh.
Yeah, you'll still need to load the software for it.
Okay, this is a problem. Not that you'll be able to see this. This is a problem. See this blue paper?
Yeah, the QR code.
That's hard. No, just the blue paper. Okay.
Oh.
But they've put their whole book. I know. They put their anyway. They put
the blue represents green screen. So
yeah, they put the whole thing in this blue, and then they wrote in a font size 2, maybe 3. Really? You've got all this blank shit. Fucking morons! I didn't cuss.
Yeah, Brian, it is very similar to a Stream Deck. I mean, if I click on that, I just create a procedure for how I want to start my stream. I can add delay in there to where it does certain things, changes scenes during the starting, plays a video, whatever. I can control all of Windows. I can control my lighting as long as it's smart lighting. I can control Discord, mute my microphone, Spotify, all sorts of good stuff.
Okay. So
turn my cameras on and off.
And I want to get caught up to you. So it says connect Stream Deck directly to a USB-A port on your PC or Mac. Do not use a USB hub. Oh, fuck you. I have to stand up and walk away. Because I plugged it directly into a hub because my PC only has 2 or 3 ports.
So if you have a USB 3.0 hub or a USB-C to USB 3.0 hub, it will work.
No idea what the fuck.
It needs power. That's the reason they don't like it going through a hub.
I don't have electrical going to this one.
No, it takes it out of the USB.
Okay, well, let's just see. Because the next step is launch the app to customize Stream Deck.
Uh-huh.
Drag actions. It doesn't say where to find the app, by the way. It doesn't say where to find the app. Oh, wait, download and install. That would be step 1. Why didn't I just start on step 3, right? I frequently don't follow maps out of town. I get to a place where I need the maps and then I go, okay, hey, do I want to buy anything? I don't want to buy anything.
So, I don't know if you can see this. Let me make my camera big. This is what caused the extruder to stop because it was literally bent like this.
Okay, wait, no, I'm still seeing. Okay, wait. I'm in YouTube. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, gotcha. I'm back. Well, that looks like a bobby pin.
Yeah, pretty much. And it just stopped feeding right here. It just ain't going nowhere.
Does that happen a lot?
No, not. It was operator error because I didn't wind the spool back. So it wasn't Polymaker's issue at all. It was my issue.
Oh, okay. I get it. Okay, if purchasing domain name, if you're interested, this domain is for sale. I don't. No. I don't think I'm smart. Oh,
You're smart enough.
I'm
Believe me,
blind.
I know other individuals that run those things, and they have them full featured for everything they do in their daily life, including office products, yada yada yada, because they
See,
have
and
presets for all of that.
that's why I thought, oh, heck to the yeah. But my problem was because, again, it's such small print and it's got a blue background and it's very fine, skinny print that I thought it said El Gate and it's El Gato, the cat.
El Gato.
Just tell me it's a fucking cat and I can go there. Okay? I have no problem. So select your product. I don't know what is my product. It's a Stream Deck. There we go. And it has a cute little, you know how it's the XL. I don't know. Oh, right there, that one.
See, one of the things I'm even going to do is, with, I don't have an Elgato. I have the touch portal, but the Elgato can do the same thing. Is once I get all the cameras set up outside, I'll be able to take a remote version on my phone. You can do the same thing with the Elgato Stream Deck. And
that's what they were just saying right there.
And take it into another room or take it outside so I can switch cameras while I'm streaming. So I can walk around, talk to people with the wireless microphone, and I don't have to carry a camera with me. I just got to look at one in a specific spot.
Oh, cool.
Because I'm going to be getting, I found these cheap RSTP cameras that stream 1080p at 25 frames a second in very good quality, from what the user reviews say. They're $30 a piece and they're wireless. I'm like, how can I pass that up?
Right.
But I got to wait for some things to fall into place before I can start any of that. So
I understand.
First things first is showing people, like I'm doing today, things that you can do with a 3D printer that'll help you in your daily life, on the homestead, whatever. And then second place, when the new video drops, is all about planning. When we did our first yard garden,
right,
it took me 2 months of planning.
It's not easy to plan. My backyard, it's set up. Every time I plan, I find out how that plan isn't a good plan. I knew they were going to text me. I fucking knew they were going to text me. I hate that everybody wants my personal shit. Like, can I have your phone number? Do I look like I enjoy fucking phone calls? I just want that explained right now.
But, especially when you're gardening, you have to, you have to know which plants go well together in which soil types, all the spacing. It's a lot of dang work.
It is.
And one of the things, my wife said that she wants to plant, flowers this year. One of the things I found out that you should do at the end and beginning of every single row is plant something like marigolds.
Right, exactly, for the bees.
Yeah.
And depending on how long your rows are, they should really be like every 3 to 5 feet that you should plant. So,
but at the very minimum, if you on a 20-foot row at the end and the beginning, which makes it every 10 foot.
There you go. And just to let you know, this is how I don't pay attention to my phone, because this one was sitting here and it made that lovely sound. I got a text from Digger yesterday at like 6 o'clock in the evening. And I just found out about it because there was 5 other people who texted me. You want me to do stuff for you? Leave me a voicemail.
So I hate my phone. I hate this thing with an absolute passion. I tell people, contact me over Discord. Don't Facebook message me. use Discord because I use Discord more than any other communications app anymore. I call people over Discord. I talk to them. I text them over Discord. It just makes it easy. There's too many ways to get a hold of people.
There are way too many ways for people to climb up my hole and play proctologist. Way too many.
Exactly.
I'm tired of it. And you know, I don't have
Cynthia, you don't need to download Streamlabs at all for your tablet. If you want to get onto the stream, you just click on the link that I posted.
I'm like looking at that going, wait, why am I? Because I'm trying to this happens to me. Okay, I have to keep that up on top. I have to.
Here, we'll repost the link.
Okay, so.
I mean, we're doing nothing but chatting anyway. And this is what I actually planned after, we went through and started the print. Now we were an hour into the print and no, it doesn't work.
Well, I don't know how to launch
we had to restart it.
Okay, so I'm just going to go over here and double click and launch the app. Why not? See, this is the thing.
When did Jenny not chose violence?
I chose not violence for many years of my life. Do you know what that got me?
5 to 10?
No, I got off all of the charges. But many, broken teeth and many hidden bruises, and not really. Oops. Not really. Okay, boo. I didn't really set up a green screen. I just threw up a because remember I was telling you guys that I have a whatchamacallit? I can talk. I have full words. Would you like to see if I can use them?
Uh-oh. We can't hear you, Shinny. Did you mute yourself? Uh-oh. Anybody else hear Shinny? I can't hear her. It literally sounded like something got unplugged. Oh dear. Yeah, you got to reset your defaults. Yep. Oh boy. Well, while Shenny resets her defaults, for the low price of $29.95 a month, you can help the captain keep himself into a 3D printing hobby. No subscription needed. Just send me $30 every month. I figure if I get enough people to send me $30 every month, I'll be able to buy new printers every month. And all the polymaker filament I can handle. Oh my God, Brian, aren't you married? Well, actually, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind. I know, I know. Well, one of the things I would actually like to do is get some of their new fiber filament, the fiber on filament from Polymaker, and get an '06 nozzle from my printer and do some fun things with that because that stuff's good. That's very good. But needless to say, I do need a large format printer of some sort, something that prints at least 360 by 360 to do some of the projects that I have in it that I have planned down the road. So hopefully, at some point, I will be able to get that, and we can do some fun stuff. You know, because everybody in their monkey play. They print all the trinkets. Well, I like printing practical things and things that fix things. A good example. All right, when the hailstorm hit, the uh, the riser for the key for my daughter's four wheeler broke. Well, the screen for it broke too, and I can't afford to fix that. That's $400. But the key was always loose, and I actually designed and printed a new key riser for it, where the key mechanism would lock in. And that took me all of about 15 minutes to do. Years ago, we have an outside electrical box, and that electrical box, the cover for it got lost somewhere. So I printed one of those. I designed it and printed it. And it still looks great, a year later. And there's going to be a lot inside the greenhouse and outside the greenhouse that I'll be printing as well. Like hangers that'll hang off the fence for planters because everybody forgets about all of that space on the inside of a 6-foot privacy fence. And you can design printers, or there are already designs out there, you know, to hold those long rectangular ones, or to mount round ones, or to use recycled juice bottles, all that sort of stuff. You know, and I understand everybody's need to make the garden look aesthetically pleasing. I'm a functional guy. I need things to be functional before they look good. That's why half the doorways in my house don't have molding on them anymore. I made the doors work, just never put the molding back up. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a form and function type of guy. If it looks nice afterwards, that's awesome. If it doesn't, well, if at least if it's functional, that's my main priority. And I could never be a interior designer. I will guarantee that, because if I had my way, the entire house, including the kitchen, would be full of rollaway cart toolboxes used as drawers and cabinetry, or diamond plate. One, that stuff's easy to clean. I'd have an entire kitchen made out of stainless steel. That way you can just take a pressure washer to it. I mean, top, bottom, floor, everything. Stainless steel. Oh my. Oh, tell you what, guys, my back has just done me in, but I'm still here. You on the prints, though? What do you mean you on the prints? Oh, prints on stainless. Yeah, there's ways around that. A buddy of mine actually designed a industrial kitchen for one of the local restaurants here, and there's a coating that he put on it that actually got rid of the prints. It has to be reapplied like every 4 or 5 years, but it doesn't hold oils, which is just, I was amazed. And I don't know what it is. It's some chemical that he used. You can stick your hand in grease and that will never leave a mark. It's amazing. It just drips off. Well, on the print, we've actually gotten further than we did before in shorter time because I wasn't paying attention. Let's see here. Share. Move this over here so I can see. I am screen sharing somewhere. I am screen sharing. Close that. This isn't a screen share. It's a window share. Let me close that and restart it. There. Chrome tab. Stream. Okay. So we share that. If I do that, it requires, okay, can't do that. So we're going to do share screen, window. And now the window's not popping up. Well, let me do this. Let me move this up here. It's apparently an all natural thing. I don't know. I mean, they've used it for like 20 years now. So interesting stuff. Window. There we go. I know. Shinny's still working on it. She might actually need to close the window. I think she's getting mad and then reopen everything and reconnect. The only thing I know about that product it was made out of some sort of citrus. It wasn't orange citrus. It didn't have a smell to it. That was the basis of it. I would think leaving the stage, Shenny, and then um, reopening the share, the guest link, and then reselecting your devices before you come in would probably fix it. Look how smooth that finish looks. There she goes. And in case anybody's wondering, we are printing a water can that I believe Shinny and Heidi selected. Let's share this. Share this tab. So that one right there, I Vexamix over on printables. Useful and cool. And you can always paint it. Just waiting for Shinny to fix things and jump back in. It was an operator error, and it's not a big deal. We're already further along in the process than we were, so it is what it is. Good conversation, good talks, good information, and a fun print to go along. I mean, what else can I ask for, you all? I mean, I know I could ask for like 700 people watching, but then I wouldn't be able to keep up with chat either. I know when I'm sitting there modding for Squid and she's doing some of the hail stuff, she gets 3 or 4, 500 people in there, and it's like, you can't read that. You can't read that chat. It's just flying too fast. I can't even imagine how anybody does it with 10 or 13,000. It's just not cool, y'all. Heidi, why are you talking about people's taint? That's just wrong, girl. Gee, money crickets. That's nasty. You nasty. You can barely keep up with 50. Heck, I mean, I know. I mean, when you're a mod, it's a little bit easier because you're constantly looking at chat. I mean, well, if you're paying attention. Sometimes I don't pay attention and I miss stuff. Thankfully, y'all are there in some of those chats. I'm like, hey, oh my God. Twisted. What do you mean twisted? I didn't say it. You said the word taint. I didn't know it was supposed to be an accent. I thought it was the word taint. I mean, you're the one that typed it. All right? You are the one that typed it. Just saying. Don't blame this shite on me. I'm keeping my language clean. You're the one that's going, it's all taint. Well, you laugh all you want. That's what I'm saying. Just laugh all you want. So one of the things that's actually pretty funny is when I actually do get excited and so forth about things, y'all are going to hear a Texas accent come out real strong. It's because I was raised by a Texan, and we got a Texas accent pretty damn strong. Oh, what it ain't, what it ain't. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. You just need to stop talking dirty. That's what I'm saying. I mean, golly. Now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there is Shinny still hasn't come back yet. There is one thing that I will be going over in the video series, and that's how to get federal money to help pay for things like your greenhouse. You need to invite again. You're in. All right, all right, all right. Add guest. Copy link. We're just gonna paste it. Anybody else wants to jump in, feel free to do so, as long as you're cool. And don't talk nasty like old Heidi over there. She's talking nasty. You get a southern drawl when you're frustrated. You know, it's a I get the Texas accent when I'm excited or really frustrated, and I tend to say y'all a lot. My stepdad was from San Angelo, Texas, and I spent a lot of time with my step grandfather. He was a very cool old man, you know, growing up, and learned a lot from my grandfather. And you know, as shitty as my stepdad was, I will admit I did learn a lot from him as well, including how to cuss like a sailor. Because old school Texans, they give zero F. Zero. So, I mean, I'm trying, y'all. You know, I'm trying to work on my language and, you know, clean it up a bit just so I can make the YouTubes happy. Because apparently YouTubes and some of the people on YouTubes don't like cussing. So I'm trying. I try. I will slip up every now and then. Maybe I should put a bleep button on my little touch portal thing. That'll be interesting. Beep. Shiny is not in yet. This is the sad part. We have to listen to commercials on Spotify for copy-free music because I had to cancel my Spotify membership because we're trying to save some money. Hey. Oh, what? I hear you.
Yeah, the thing is that when I plugged in Stream Deck, it completely shut down like the microphone and the hearing and you know, the audio, everything. So at this point, I'm hearing you through the speakers, not my earpiece, which is
So
really.
it reset all of your defaults then, yeah.
And you know what? I'm not gonna anytime. Let me just share something that y'all don't know about me, because, well, though you think you know me, much like T3 said, no, you don't really know me. So here's one little piece of the salt that fills up the shaker. Okay. When IT wipes something out in me, right, in my world, I get all kind of shorted out. Now, normally I would have this figured out, but I'm pissed because before it changes a fucking thing in my world, it should say, I am about to change a fucking thing in your world. Are you sure? So that I could say, yeah, no, don't. And ask me each thing you think you're going to change. No, Stream Deck is now coming along and making an enemy out of me because, look, I set up OBS. I set up the voice banana thingy, right? I set up the cable thingy. I set up everything Do you think I know that it has blue eyes and type O blood? No, I just know I got this shit working. The last thing I need is now to have to come back and be told like I have a brain over what I've successfully done. The last thing I need is to start being talked to like, well, look at all the things you've done, so you must be really smart, so I can go ahead and talk geek to you. No, you can't. And and if you want to piss me off and get to know even more of the shinnyisms, continue looking at me like, well, you've already done all this. And I feel like my computer is now looking at me going, you've already done all this. What the fuck is your problem? Well, the fuck of my problem is that I plugged in Stream Deck and I downloaded the thing, and all of a sudden you couldn't hear me. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And I thought that I was doing okay because I could hear you in my ear at that point. Then I restarted the items, and now you're no longer in my ear, but you can hear me. Congratulations. See how life is treating us? And then what I just discovered, because, once look, I don't need pearls. I need a ripcord. And this is apparently pulled mine. Okay. This is why I said we need to stream you teaching me how to get out of the shit that I'm in. Because come on, you tell me that people wouldn't just sit there and go, oh my God, he's got his hands full with her. Yeah. Yeah. I know that. That's not gonna temper my behavior, not one little bit. Okay.
Okay.
1776. I swear to goodness, there is a whole. Seriously, I have found my tribe because I always think I'm the only one, and then I admit as T3 shares more and then I come along, I share more, 1776 shares more. And it's like, you know what? We're just a friggin' tribe. We all got the same shit going on over here. We just thought we were weird. You know what? I think we're the norm. I just totally think we're the norm, and everybody else is the abnorm. So, hi, Cap. How's it going? Can you stand up and stream? I don't have the lift up desk here. It's out in my garage. So
no, I don't have a standing desk at the moment.
What? Because I was doing things. I don't know when he put that bottle on his head. I'm just saying, guys. He put a bottle on his head. He put a bottle on his head.
Hey, this way I don't ever forget where it's at.
And he knew exactly that it was right up there. So, Okay. So I have voice meter. And now I have a Stream Deck. And I have an OBS that I need to fix me.
So is there a reason why you need voice meter?
OBS told me I needed voice meter.
OBS doesn't require voice meter.
OBS, okay. I'll close that mofo down. And if I go away, it'll take me a few seconds to come back. But I just go.
Bye. Reopen it. There you go.
Wait a minute.
There you are.
Okay. See, but I knew I could do that. Isn't that cool that I knew I could do that? Open Windows Sound. I did Windows Sound. Why would you want to tell me that Stream Deck? I mean.
So after stream, what would be easier is if we just went into Discord and you just did a screen share and I could walk you through the entire setup process.
Yeah, you know I'll stream that, right? I'm going to record that shit. I'm
That's
going to
fine.
record that shit because, I do shit like that. I record shit like that. Yeah, because this is the thing with me. T3 hit it. I don't ask for help. I am one of those vulnerable, strong people, but I don't ask for help. Okay. I've gotten to a point where I'm probably getting better at help because look, I just got to a point. What was it, last week? Yeah, last week I got to a point and I went, okay, I'm done. And then I tried to get some help and well, that didn't work. And so I went, you know what? Don't worry. I trust Cap. I'll go to Cap and it'll work out for him anyway. It'll work out for him better. Anyway. And I've known now for a week and in a couple of days that I have been wanting your help on this. So that, 1776, honey, there is, I understand and I appreciate that. There is so much that when I have been doing this that that's why I'm learning to record it and not so much live stream it, but I still think it's way better when it's live streamed because surprise, and then I just private everything and I actually edited out my address and phone number before, and I did so good you wouldn't have even known it was edited. It was the only time I edited a video. And it was perfect. It was like my hand was here and then it went there. And it was like you couldn't even tell that it was edited. It was so great. So yeah, I think we need to do this because
Shelly, we're all of us in our little club are all kind of screwed up.
And I think we're not screwed up. I think somebody just told us we're screwed up, but I really do think that we're the norm. So anyway, I don't normally ask for help, but I've decided, you know what? I can sit and figure this stuff out. Why reinvent the wheel? If you know the wheel, why do I want to reinvent it? Because then it's going to because right now it's all tied up in my head because again, I got it, but I don't understand why I got it. If I could find, I don't even understand. It would be helpful first before I did all this shit. Here's the thing. This is the thing. Wait, you weren't there. You should have been there. So when I was getting ready to move the office from the office to the garage, right? I was moving stuff away to make room for the garage, right? And I had finally gotten the garage to where I could bring my desk in. And I was exhausted. I'd been moving things for days. I was exhausted. And I came in to sit down to watch TV with Digger and Dawn. And the next thing out of my mouth was, I think I want to paint the wall in the garage. To which the reply was, go do it. You know you're gonna. Well, I have a whole lot of paint, but it's all separated out. Hi, Cynthia. It had all separated out, so you need to stir it up really well, right? Well, I didn't have anything to stir it up, so I thought about it, and I broke a coat hanger, and I shoved it in my drill, and I used the coat hanger to stir the paint. And then I painted the wall and came in and sat down to watch TV. That's how I do things. It comes across my mind. I don't understand none of it, but I'm going to do it. I will figure out a way to rig that sucker so it works my way. So I just, that was not me.
That was Cynthia.
I mean, it was me, but it wasn't me. So anyhow, I decided she needs to put her headset on. She has a headset with a mic, and it works great, by the way, because it keeps the voice from coming in, and we hear her really well. But the thing is that with this, you came on, you shared about, the Trump AI. It's like, that's what I want. And so I immediately, not knowing anything, I went over, made the AI. Come to find out, I needed OBS. Fine. I'm still not sure what any of the shit is. I run over and I get OBS. Okay. And then OBS says, okay, great. Now you need the voice meter thingy. Okay, great. Oh, but wait a minute. I need the cable. So I go get the cable thingy. There's a few other things I've gotten. I don't know why any of this. I still not sure what OBS is, but I think OBS is a little bit like StreamYard, but that I can connect. Oh, yes. And by the way, my OBS is connected to my StreamYard now, but I can connect OBS to StreamYard so that, the two platforms work together. But I'm just seeing it as it's a platform for streaming. I don't really know what the Fook OBS is, because why do I not need OBS if I already have StreamYard? Oh, because I want the AI. That's why. Just see, this is how I get running. And then last night when somebody was just saying, oh, you could use Stream Deck because Bobby told me you might want to get a Stream Deck. And I'm like, I am not spending any more money on this shit that makes me no money, right? And so I'm like, yeah, no, not going to do it. And then last night, because it was like a week or two, I don't know, last time I talked to Bobby, when he told me to get a Stream Deck, and I was like, not doing it. And then last night, this person tells me, oh, but a Stream Deck, you can use it in the office. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting a Stream Deck. It was less than 45 seconds after she said that I ran and got the Stream Deck. Okay, because the office can pay for it. I can use it in the office. I can use it, multiple reasons now, right? Yep. And so it's like, it would not make sense. I'll figure out later if I can afford it. It's not going to make a difference. I mean, in the long run, I'm going to die broke anyway. Who cares? So, I don't think I just do. You saw me do. It was like, oh, okay, well, I'll go download this. And then you telling me that I had no voice. Me with no voice. Was it fun, guys? Was it fun?
It was quiet for all of 3.5 minutes.
Oh, I was gone longer than that.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hey.
Hey,
There you
girl.
are.
I can't believe I figured out on my laptop how to get into Streamlabs, set an avatar, and do all the other stuff.
Well, I'm not sure what all the other stuff is, but
the mic going in on the tablets was easy to set an avatar, but it was different on the laptop. So I just kind of followed the menu and figured it out.
Oh.
So I'm sitting here proud of myself.
Look at you. See, it's not hard until you get into the shit that I am, which I'm sure the shit that I'm in isn't hard either. I'm sure that it's not, but I'm sure
that's the reason I asked whether you needed voice meter or not, because that can take you into a journey that gets things pretty advanced.
Well, hello. Of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Jesus, T3.
What?
Hi, Heidi.
I imagine at some point my mother actually prayed for me to lose my voice as well.
Look, I didn't have a voice for 5 years, okay? That'll teach the bitch to keep taking me to the doctor to find out why I don't have a voice.
Well, you just didn't feel like talking?
I had nothing to say.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all, right?
Well, bless her pea-picking heart, T3, says 1776. I just wanted to say that out loud.
Get your ass in here.
I read it in my mind.
Estrogen.
I read it in my mind like 3 different times, 1776, and it was like, no, T3 needs to hear well, bless her pea-picking heart. she just really needed to hear it that away. So, okay. So, what's up, guys? How you doing? I don't want to work. I'm going to either get fired or fire my employee. It depends on what personality walks through the door next.
Okay, it's 12 noon and it's Friday. Off. You're off.
Well, I only have 17 emails waiting.
They'll wait.
Only one of them I can call him at any given time. One of them is definitely something that we could talk about right now because, well, it's all about winnings in my head. He got into my head at a point where I'm like, okay, I had to tell my nephews to start following him. Okay. And my nephews, one of them knows that I stream, but he doesn't know what. But he does talk to me. Okay. So is this going to be a surprise to him at any given point? No. And I do want to figure out how long it takes him to look and go, well, shit, that's Auntie right there, Fook. Because, you know, I don't think he reads chat, but I know he listens, and it'll take a little bit of time. So, but he did. He's like, I'll listen. So anyway, yeah, winning got into my head. Last night, while I was putting up the
Oh, did you get a green screen?
No, but what is that fucking cord that I said? The clothes cord, the clothing cord that goes from that wall to that wall. What is that? The clothesline. Thank you. I did put the clothesline up last night while I was talking to him, and then I just went and I got my got a blue sheet out of the closet that I don't know how dog hair gets in the closet, but it needed to be washed anyway, so I just threw it up there, and it's up there, and there I am. Okay. So anyway, in the process of it, MSN Daily, don't even ask me why they're bugging me in my email lately, and my work email to top it all off. But secrecy is becoming a defining characteristic of Elon Musk's Doge. Can I just share something with you?
Yeah.
They don't like him because their asses are about to flop. You know what a dog looks like? Let's just say a hound dog, a big Shar-Pei dog, you know, with the drooly Saint Bernard muzzle kind of, you know, looks like with their head out of the car window doing 90 miles an hour. Pray that a bug doesn't come by out the window and all that. Right? They know that's going to be their ass cheeks really friggin' soon as Elon and his little 19 to 24-year-old guys with more intelligence than all of them in the room together, right? Each individual Elon has brought on has more intelligence than the entire room of our Congress over there. That's why they're running scared.
Did you hear what's going on today?
No, but they're trying to set everybody against Elon because of it. Shut the Fook up. Just go pick the prison of your choice, stand there and knock and ask for entry. Okay? You already know how this is going to turn out for you. So just go pick the prison of your choice and just knock. And when they come out, just say, hi, may I speak to the warden? And then when you get your Pelosi, when you get your appointment with the warden, then you can sit there and say, hi, I just want like the elite room because they're going to find out and I'm coming anyway, not the good kind either. And I would just like to, I don't know, volunteer and hopefully have a clean room before I get here. What can we work out, Mr. Warden? No, what's going on today?
Thank you for subscribing, Dark Angel.
Yes, Dark Angel, we like that. We're not always this abnormal.
What do you mean we're not abnormal?
I said, we're not always this abnormal. I didn't say we're not always abnormal. We're not always this abnormal.
I think they call it Abby normal.
That's okay.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. I'm not going to say nothing to that. If I do, it's really going to be super, super bad. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm already down to 16 emails. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a not work day. I'm with you guys. What were we talking about? I got confused.
Putting Pelosi in jail, picking her sweet.
Well, I already said that because, again, that's what you were.
I've actually kind of changed my mind about Nancy. What we need to do is, think about this for a moment. Everybody needs to get $1,000. Everybody needs to get $1,000 and just follow her investment portfolio.
Except
we'll be millionaires in a year.
We won't know what her investment portfolio is for several weeks, months afterwards, to which she'd already have changed it. There's no way for us to know on a 10-minute basis what her portfolio is.
Oh, but if we take the stuff that she's been stable with for like 5 years, I mean, how do you go from literally having less than 10 grand in the bank to being a multimillionaire in Congress, for God's sakes?
The big words in that sentence was in Congress, for God's sake.
It's exactly what.
Yeah.
You know, we have a barista that was dead broke and couldn't afford rent for an apartment in DC.
And now she's what?
$20 million or something. But and she hasn't even been in Congress that long.
And let's say it's because she wrote a book, and so that made her all her money. Oh, stop fucking shitting on my plate and telling me it's a goddamn bratwurst.
Holy smokes.
I'm just, seriously, I heard somebody try to explain that was where she got all of her money, is the book she wrote.
Oh God, what a lie.
What's even funnier to me is everybody, the libertarian and liberal, favorite is Bernie Sanders to this day, and I don't know why. And then it came out, during one of those hearings that he gets the most amount of money from Big Pharma than anybody.
Right. And God forbid the RFK or Junior.
Yeah, it was the RFK Jr. hearings. Yeah.
Comes along.
And to me, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're sitting on. That's common sense. You go, oh, wait. He says he's against Big Pharma, but he takes the most money.
Right.
But no, there are stupid people like Harry Sisson that are backing him still.
Pocahontas is number 2.
Yeah.
None of them. I'm sorry. You go into civil service work. It should not be to rip off people and to become rich and make it a lifetime thing. But because it became that, it became a lifetime thing. The idea was to go in, do your service, walk out, not be kicked out, walk out and let somebody else do it, and then you go on and make your money, right? No, they realized, oh wait, I have control over this shit. I can do it while I'm here. And that's why they won't leave, because as soon as they have to leave, they're not going to be information.
Well, so you
it's insider trading. It's not even insider information. It's insider trading,
which is worse.
But let's send Martha Stewart away because she actually had one conversation with somebody, kind of a thing, instead of oh shit, we're gonna get our ass bopped over here. How come you didn't ask me for my phone number?
Because I never call you.
Well, That would explain why my phone didn't make any noise, huh?
I don't have a phone right now.
You know,
You're
I think
lucky.
that
No,
is
I'm
such
not.
a blessing. I think that is such a blessing. You can't get good news. You can't get bad news. You can't get annoyed. To me, can I please not have a phone right now? I have 3 of them right here. I'm really annoyed. One of them I haven't even turned on because I'm not going to lie. I'm really fucking annoyed by phones. And yet I will admit that phone, if they are calling, they are not leaving voicemails. Therefore, if it was that important, can I share with you? They'd leave a message.
My phone was taken from me at the Walmart parking lot 2 days ago.
Well, that sounds like an interesting way of explaining things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would Shinny have just been like scaring young people?
There are no 24s out there or 23s. And if you order a Samsung 25, you won't receive it till March.
Well, I understand the 25 is not for us 24 holders anyway. That's
It
just
just
what I've
isn't any.
understood. It might be the next number up, but you know what I would do is I'd go back and tell them thank you, but no thank you. And I would contact Consumer Cellular and have my phone tomorrow.
I just don't want to go down in quality because of the camera. I
It's
could
not
get
going down in
something
quality.
less.
The 25 is not going to do what you think it's going to do for you, from what I understand.
Ooh, I want to know what you know.
That it sucks. That's just, I mean, I don't know. I've only been told if you had a 23 or a 24, do not change over to the 25. It is not going to do what you think it's going to do.
Here's a question. I don't know. I thought about getting an Apple phone, but the thing
I
is,
won't
I'm
do
locked into Samsung Galaxy tablets, and I don't know if they're compatible.
Nope. Those
Nope,
two
then
boys had an argument and they're not compatible with each other.
okay. Well, then I'm locked into Android.
Let me just share something with you. I don't know. This is, we all have our own personal little thing. You know what Steve Jobs died of?
No.
Pancreatic cancer.
Okay, it was cancer. You know where he kept his phone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right over the top of that. I keep my phones right here, right? Because why wouldn't I load more shit up in there, right?
There we go.
And during my iPhone life, I was constantly having really bad testing during the pancake checks, right? And then my iPhone one night, when I went to shut down the screen, it got this little oh well, that won't show. It got this little egg on it, this little egg on the screen. And then the egg grew, and then it was hot, and it was getting too hot to touch. So I grabbed the oven mitts and I was trying to hold it, and it was still too hot. So I got it and I put it in the freezer. Okay. And the next morning I pulled it out and it was still hot. The food around it was not frozen. And I said, that's it. Thank you, Steve, for letting me know. And I no longer have iPhones. It's a personal thing. I'm going to admit it. It's a personal thing.
What type of phones do you use?
Samsung.
Oh, okay.
I'm a 24. I'm a 24 with I think this is the I don't know. There's 2 different phones here. Okay. But I'm a 24 on this one. And that one's an older model because why the fuck do I want to go update? The camera's only as good as as the picture I'm taking. So, I don't do that anymore. I don't go chasing after them. But, hearing about the 25, I just went, oh, cool. And, consumer cellular for us old folks, it's awesome.
I'm going on Amazon right now to see if they've got any. I didn't even think of that.
I was getting static. Am I the only one hearing static?
Yeah, I hear a little bit of static.
Is it the doohickey mababi?
I do not know where that's coming from. It's not coming from the printer. Oh, it's
That's
coming
what
from
I was
Cynthia.
From me?
Yeah, it's some sort of feedback static.
Okay. I have no clue how to fix it.
See, it's fine, and then it goes and it's fine. I'm not worried about it. But
Is it interfering with the stream?
no, not really. I mean, it's here. You can hear it, but it's not a big deal because unfortunately, I'm actually coming towards the end of what I can do right now because I'm passing out. Honestly. Uh-oh, we lost Jenny.
The idea of
There we
me
go.
being here is not to exhaust you. It's just to keep you going until you're done.
No, I'm just kidding. My body just gives out usually around 1-2 o'clock, and I have to lay down for a bit. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get offline here, and then when this gets done in a couple hours, I may, start another quick stream up just to show everybody and talk some more.
He says quick because he's saying, Shinny, stay away.
No, I'm not.
He loves me and he would never say it straight out, but he also doesn't say, Shinny, bat signal, get your ass in here. So I never really know which way he wants to go with this.
Everybody's always welcome after I get done, with the initial talk of what I want to talk about. That's the reason I do it the way I do it. So
I need you on Rumble to always put your Rumble up first and then copy and paste everything over.
I will do that the next stream. So
just see, and just you get into that habit and you're like, dang, how fucking easy is that? Right? Because it is fucking easy.
Yeah.
But I'll be in StreamYard setting things up and go, why is this so difficult? And it's like, oh, duh. I didn't do Rumble. And
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and close it down now, everybody. Thank you all for coming. And I will see you hopefully in a few hours because I do want to show this off once we get it printed because it looks like a cool print. I've actually never printed one of these. So
let me know after you get your rest. I'm going to do some work to try and figure out about getting the Elgato and these things together. But we have to get together because I didn't mean for this to be a screw up, but what I need is for Shinny to come on stream. Okay.
Yes, we'll get you set up.
She's actually Grammy. She's not Shinny. Okay. So we just need Grammy to come on stream.
All right.
So
we'll check you guys later.